I did only one show for Omnibus, but it was a wonderful one with Kim Stanley and John Cassavetes.
Huge stars at the time. Or they
She
became.
she was.
She
This
was.
was his first.
Oh, okay.
He broke out big because of this.
What was the
And
name of the episode? Do you
it
remember?
was called Paso Doble, and it was written by Bud Schulberg, very fine writer, novelist, and so on. It was a great working experience. And Kim, of course, was a force of nature, and it's tragedy that her career, has gone a-borning the way it has, because she was really destined, we all thought in New York at that time, that Academy Awards and all of that would be coming her way. But she,
What was? I'm sorry.
yeah, no.
What was the format of Omnibus?
Well, in the case of uh, those were usually stories written by prestigious writers, serious, very serious subjects, an intellectual size that was not just strictly entertainment kind of thing. It might have some political overtones or whatever, but so it was a fine show, and by the way, it was a good place to hire some blacklisted writers, because the Ford Foundation didn't go by that.
Anything stand out as far as directing that episode?
The only thing was John Cassavetes Paso Doble was about a bullfighter in Mexico and a tourist, a gringo tourist, and that became Kim Stanley on her honeymoon with her new husband, and she falls in love. She gets in the spell of course, the bullfight and all of the blood and so forth, and becomes fascinated by this intense young man. In those days, actors of a Spanish descent, Puerto Rican, whatever, were not very plentiful in New York, and I saw a lot of them, but I needed the bullfighter look and so forth. One of the people who was in the casting department at Omnibus said, it's just too bad that we can't use John Cassavetes. And I said, who? And he said, oh, John Cassavetes, I think he'd be perfect for this. I said, well, why don't we get him? He said, oh, no. He said, he had a small part last week, and that was directed by Burgess Meredith, and by the third day, Burgess fired him. So you can't use him, I said, well, I'd like to meet him. He said, anyway, he said, oh, God, he said, it's my job. Don't tell anybody I said anything about this. I said, no, I'll keep your, and it looked like it just came from some other source. So I called John Cassavetes, and we brought him over, and he read for me, and I said, great, that intense look that he had, and swarthied him up a little bit makeup-wise. And and we hired him. And then Bob Sadek, who, if he sees this, he will kill me, was furious. He came to me and he said, why did you hire that ingrate for? He said, he's terrible. Buzz fired him after 3 days. And I said, but I think it's a different situation. I think he's challenged by this role, and he will do it. And of course he did. He was marvelous in the role. The next day he was off to Hollywood to test for some major motion picture.